when I first started to receive from Robert, I remember I started because I was dying and my hands and neck hurt really badly, and so I needed to be able to continue to do the work. I worked like 8-hour days at Massage Harmony. And so once I was able to do this work, I mean, it started off as me trying to find an answer to my pain, and then it quickly became like an obsession. You know, I was like obsessed with receiving the work. I was like, man, this work actually like really helps my pain on a level that I've never received before. You know, it's like people always had, not saying or taking anything away from the table work I received, it was really great. I'd received some really good table work, but it just couldn't break down what was going on in my neck. And I was sitting there thinking about their fingers the whole time, like, man, they're destroying themselves, you know? So once you bust out the elbow and the neck, it's like a whole other ball game, you know? A little tree pose. So once again, we are going to press the line. We're going to palm the line. Absolutely. So guys, you'll see, I wasn't quite sure. I didn't think that this was enough to need a bolster. I should have checked with her first. But she's cool. She let me know, hey, give me a little bit of something, because she wants to be able to let go. So these handy dandy yoga blankets are great because you can fold them up to be pillows. You can fold them up to bolster in any way that you really need. Robert loves them. Danielle and I are bolster queens, is what I kind of like tell. You can tell I have like my whole thing of bolsters. We love them. But in the end, this yoga blanket is the best. It's just so versatile that we really like it. So we're gonna palm press up these lines. Is that pressure okay? I personally don't like to stress my body in any weird way, so for me it feels like for me to have this pose, or not pose. Yes, guys, that's exactly what I was trying to say. This feels a little better for my back. I'm not reaching. I also have really short arms. I have really short legs. It's just the body I was given. So for me, I have to kind of switch things up. So we're palm pressing. The same thing, we're gonna come in and we're gonna thumb press. Do remember that it can get pretty tender up here at the top. So just be thoughtful. So we call it the eye barometer. Boom, eye barometer just went off, see that? We can always tell what's going on. I mean, I know when she gives me a thumbs up, that means I'm doing good, but if I see her eyes all get all squinchy, or you know, the eyebrows go up, then I'm like, oh, let me settle back a little bit. I'm giving her too much of this weight. She doesn't want it. I know, right? Everything is literally just lunging into the body.
They got fluffy thighs. It does look like you grab them a lot.
And I feel like with my stance earlier, I wasn't able to reach. So when I do the palm press, I like just kind of go back and forth. Oh, a little much. So I just need to settle back a little bit. Better there. Feeling pretty open. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and put my little leg up and move my bolster out the way. So whenever I do this, I want her foot up towards her bottom, and then I'm gonna come in, and my feet are not smushing her foot. My feet are just giving it a nice little wedge so she doesn't slide around. You may remember this from table tie. We kind of did this is a lot easier on the mat because now we're not having to sit our bottom on them. Now we're actually able to face our client. So as you're working, I want you to always think about your guns. Your guns are where you're working. You always want your guns facing in the direction we're working, right? Our guns are on our hips. So as I do this work, I'm always facing my girl. Whenever we do this, there's nothing wrong with pulling from above. This does a nice psoas stretch. What we're doing here though is we're gonna come underneath the calf here. And if your clients are like myself or Danielle, we have a little bit more calf. You give a little space there so you can get in here into the calf. And we want to pull up and back. A little lean. Where are you feeling that?
I feel this in my hip. It feels like I'm getting a really great traction.